Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist David Stoltz. Welcome to FSU Weather Friday edition. Currently, the temperature is 74 degrees out under those cloudy skies, as you see behind me, over Doak Campbell Stadium. And there's more clouds on the way, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Currently, the temperatures around the Big Bend area, 70 degrees up here in Thomasville, 74 in Tallahassee, and down here in Perry, 73 degrees. Where's all the rain at right now? Well, it's off to our east, headed towards Jacksonville, but there's more on the way, which we'll talk about in the show. And here is a look at the futurecast. See that there's showers and storms moving in and out of the Gulf associated with a low pressure system that is coming to our area for this weekend. So tonight you can expect temperature about 61 degrees and the heavy rain will move in. And what are we talking about tonight on the show? Well, we're talking about a rainy weekend, unfortunately. Marginal flood risk, as we talk about our flood watch that's in effect, and also Arctic blast for the United States. All this and more on FSU Weather Friday edition.
What's going on, everyone? I am meteorologist Tyler Sherrod here with your Friday edition of FSU Weather. So finally today, we saw the sun come back outside. Temperatures actually warmed up quite a bit. I went for a walk around my apartment today, and temperatures were getting up into the upper 70s. A lot of moisture in the air as well, so it felt quite humid when I was walking. Actually started breaking a sweat, so that's a first for 2021. Finally starting to get away from these winter temperatures, but this rain is going to quickly come back into the picture for Tallahassee, with those rain chances really sparking up tomorrow and Sunday. And really, as we go throughout the next week or so, we're going to see those rain chances stay up pretty high. There might be a day or two where that sun really starts to break back into the picture, but we are not going to get rid of that rain so easily here in Tallahassee. But that's all I have for you guys here at the desk. We're going to continue to talk about things locally, though, with Chandler at the wall.
That's right. Let's look at that local conditions. Our high currently is 77. That is about 10 degrees above average, so we were pretty warm. And it got pretty close to the record, although not quite there. We also have a low of 62. That's what we reached today. That's pretty high above average for this time of year. Let's look at those current conditions. You can see the clouds over Doak Campbell. We've seen a lot of that over the past week, so you should be familiar with that site by now. It's cloudy with 74 degrees as our high, our current temperature, excuse me, pretty close to what we got for our high today. You can see the rain off into the east. It's moving its way across from Dowling Park. However, we are out of the midst of it right now. However, we'll talk about that change coming later. Current temperatures, 74 in Tallahassee, 68 Apalachicola, and 70 Bainbridge. However, once you add that dew point, it gets a little bit muggy because our current dew point is 60s across most of the area, which when you combine that with a pretty close temperature, it feels pretty muggy. And you can add to it upper level water vapor that really is associated with cloud tops and with a moisture producing system, which we do have in the Gulf currently. And it will make its way in the next 24 hours. You can see, really honestly, a lot of rain coming in the next 24 hours. Really starts tonight, and then it's just going to persist for most of the day. Saturday by 6 p.m. we will see things clear out slightly. Over the next 5 days, though, we'll see 5-day precipitation will be pretty high. We'll be seeing a lot of accumulation, and that actually has created a flood watch. So a flash flood watch, which that means that you need to pay attention whenever you're out on the roads, and just be on alert when you're driving, or if you know somebody that's in a flood-prone area. It's just a nice weather-aware thing to just keep in mind in the next 5 days. Tonight's lows, well, we'll stay around the 60s. That's because the clouds, they trap that heat, and we'll also see some rain come in. So really just won't move. Our temperatures will as much as it usually does. And then tomorrow's highs will get into the 60s, so really, honestly, not much of a change there in diurnal temperature. And tomorrow's forecast, 68, and the marina forecast with seas pretty calm, pretty decent. And over tomorrow, well, we already talked about that. It's going to be pretty much the same. And, well, looking at the week ahead, rain for most of the day, although we might see some relief. Now I'm going to pass things off to Melissa.
So for the southeast, the temperatures are a bit warmer than the rest of the nation right now. But we do have a lot of rain coming through. You can see that cold front sitting over us with that stormy weather and a lot of rainfall coming in as that low pressure is sitting above us with cooler temperatures behind and cloud cover continuing to follow behind it, bringing in really icky weather for the next few days. As our temperatures, 74 in Tallahassee, down in Tampa is 75, in Miami is 77. It is a bit colder up north. You can see that it's 28 in Little Rock. So behind that cold front, there is a lot cooler temperatures coming through. And that will continue as that front continues to move through, bringing cooler temperatures and rainfall as it continues to move. Our dew points are also going to be dropping in the southeast area, 65 in Tallahassee, 45 in Montgomery, and 20 in Little Rock. So that cold front is bringing down those dew points over the next week as that comes through. So the rest of Florida that is currently with higher dew points will be dropping over the next week. You can see the rainfall coming in over in New Orleans and Panama City. You can see that rainfall coming in with that front, and that's going to persist over the next week, and we're not looking at very nice weather coming in the next week with that low pressure system sitting over us. Satellite shows more rainfall up in the Carolinas going out to the Atlantic, and there is potential for some freezing rain up north more. So if you're in that area, you may want to look out, be aware of what's coming into your area so you can look out and make sure that you're not going to be in the middle of some nasty precipitation. As for the satellite for the rest of Florida, you can see the rainfall coming in, and overall it's a lot clearer down south, but there is rainfall up north with that low pressure system. Our moisture forecast, again, you can see with that front coming through, the moisture is also coming through. But behind that front, it will hopefully start to dry out. But for the next week, you're looking at pretty constant rainfall and not any nice conditions anytime soon. For the future cast, again, you can see that rainfall coming in. That weak low pressure is bringing in rainfall and cloud cover. Behind, up in Little Rock, you can see that there are some clearer skies. So hopefully, we'll be able to see that in the next week as that rainfall clears out of the area. Tonight's forecast, 50 in Montgomery, 45 in New Orleans. Then if you look down south more, you can see that it is 74 in Miami. It says 18 in Key West, but obviously that's not right. I would guess it's somewhere in the 70s tonight. Up in Atlanta is at -7. So overall, the temperatures up north are a lot cooler, and down south is going to be a lot warmer, but that will continue to drop with the cold front. As for tomorrow, you can see 54 in Montgomery, 66 in Tallahassee, and then 34 in Little Rock. And it gets warmer down south over the next few days. That cold front will be in cooler temperatures. Let's turn it over to Christian with a look at the rest of Florida.
Thank you, Melissa. Yes, and so we're going to take a quick look here at Panama City Beach. You can see these are some of the rain clouds that are passing by for us in our entire region, and it's looking pretty gray, pretty cloudy, but let's go ahead and take a look at Florida. So currently we have 56 degrees in Pensacola with some rain showers, or some of the rain showers that are hanging on to our west that we should be expecting within the next couple of days. For now, right here in Tallahassee, it is partly cloudy with 74 degrees. Jacksonville, in the metropolitan area, is receiving some rain right now. And as for the rest of the state of Florida, it's looking pretty partly cloudy. We have a little bit of clear skies in Fort Myers with 78 degrees, and it is also clear in Key West. For our muddy meter, of course, being that it is Florida, we are obviously very humid. The edges of the state, Pensacola, Jacksonville, it's pretty dry, but for the rest of us, it is fairly humid. Tallahassee, Gainesville, it's not so much, but for the rest of South Florida, it's not looking very pretty for them. And now as we look into our satellite and radar, you can see throughout the southern part of the peninsula, we have some rains that are popping in and out of the local parts of your area. And over here in Jacksonville, there's heavy rain that is coming by right now and is starting to clear out into the Atlantic Ocean, and it is going to continue to be going further northeast. And further west from us right now, we can expect to see this whole storm of showers coming into our region within the next couple of days. Right now, Pensacola, Panama City is about to start to getting hit by that. And so for tomorrow's forecast, it is currently going to be 58 degrees for Pensacola with some of those showers. It's going to be a little bit windy in Tallahassee with 66 degrees. Jacksonville, it's going to be a little bit cooler at 40 degrees, and there's going to be some rain showers. Gainesville is going to have some lightning storms with 73 degrees. And as we look into our cities, Miami, you are at 81 degrees for tomorrow with those thunderstorm showers. It's going to be nice and partly cloudy at 84 degrees on Sunday. And as for Monday, it's going to still be warm at 83 degrees with some clouds. We're taking a look at Tampa right now. I do not believe that it is 17 degrees, although I will take a guess and say that it is in the lower 80s, upper 70s for the entire weekend, and I do expect it to be partly cloudy to a little bit of rain showers for Tampa. Jacksonville, I'm not quite sure if there's going to be some snow flurries, but I can believe that it is going to be rather rainy. 40 degrees for you guys tomorrow, Sunday 39, as well as Monday it's going to be 39. We're going to take a quick look at the SPC here, the storm outlook for Saturday tomorrow. In the big part of Central and North Florida, it's going to be in the marginal risk factor. And for the rest of us, it's going to be very slight. Tomorrow, Sunday, a little bit more of Florida. Down in South Florida, it's going to be marginal, but for the most part, it's still going to be slightly risky for the rest of this region. And now I'm going to pass things off to David and Chandler at the desk.
Thank you, Christian. Thanks for that national look there. Yeah, tonight, me and Chandler are going to talk about wind chill. So give us a little bit about how wind chill works, Chandler.
That's right. So naturally, our body creates a layer of heat, a heat bubble, if you want to describe it as that. And that's just from our own internal temperature. However, once you add wind, and it's already pretty cool out, that wind will burst our bubble. And that basically allows the cool, cold temperatures to touch our skin in a way that, well, you don't really experience until you have that strong wind, and that's when you get wind chill.
And so I guess whenever you have temperatures that are very cold and you have a strong wind, that bubble that you're talking about that around us is stripped away faster with stronger the wind, the colder that you're going to feel then, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And when we're looking at this chart here, you can see that just as you get down into those negatives, so sub-zero, and you add together winds that are pretty moderate, you don't even have to have very strong winds, just moderate winds, you can see pretty uncomfortable wind chills. And as it briefly popped up on the graphic, you can see that it will basically be dominating the Nebraska, Iowa, and Wisconsin regions.
Yeah, I saw that briefly, that pink area of cold weather that is going to come out of Canada, the Arctic blast, and hopefully it doesn't make it down to here, so we usually don't have to deal with any wind chills except maybe for a few days out of the year if we do have an Arctic blast coming this far south.
That's right, and well, there's been a front that's basically stalled over us for the past week. We've had pretty rainy pattern, and well, that's basically what's shielding us from these crazy wind chills. But for now, we'll look at the local.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the local forecast. Like I was saying, I'm glad we don't have to deal with those cold wind chills like they are in the middle of the country. Currently, temperature is 74 degrees here in Tallahassee under cloud skies with the south-southeast wind at 5 miles per hour. It's going to usher in more moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico and set up things for a rainy weekend. The high today was 77 degrees, almost reaching that 80-degree mark, and our low 62. Inching our way towards that 82, but not quite, and nowhere close to that. It's a low of 17 and 1899. Satellite and radar is showing where some showers are currently moving off to the looks like the northeast over there towards the Jacksonville area. Just some light stuff right now, but there is more to come, which I'll show you shortly. Currently temperatures in the Big Bend, anywhere from 70 in Bainbridge. Apalachicola a little cooler because they're near the water at 67 degrees, Perry 72, and here in yours truly, Tallahassee 74 degrees. Started off this morning at about 64 degrees at 7 a.m. and made our way up to 77 at 3 p.m. and temperatures will slowly fall off, but they're not going to fall off very far tonight because we do have cloud cover, so those temperatures are going to stay on the mild side tonight. And water vapor imagery, see all this moisture coming up out of the Gulf associated with a low pressure system that is currently located down there in the central Gulf and is making its way up. So plenty of moisture to work with, and that's why we have the flash flood watch for the next 2 days. And the humidity is high, 73 here in Tallahassee. Let's look at the southeast, just inundated with all that moist air, and even down in South Florida, look at that, 82% humidity in Miami. That sounds uncomfortable to me. Over the next 24 hours, see the big swath of showers and storms moving in over our region, and it's going to be like that off and on. There'll be periods of rain coming through the area for the next 48 hours, and that's why our rain totals are going to accumulate, 3, possibly 4 inches of rain in some places. Tonight's lows are going to be mild due to that cloud cover, 65 Tallahassee, 64 in St. Mark's, and as you move inland more to the north, 61 in Thomasville. You see those rain shower icons because there's going to be some rain showers. And tomorrow's highs will be probably in the mid to upper 60s, depending on where we're at. Tallahassee 66, and that's due to the rain and the cloud cover, which will be in our area for the next. And here's the 5-day precipitation. See lots of heavy rain possible all the way here through the Panhandle into parts of Georgia and South Carolina. Anywhere from 3 to 5 inches, with some possibly 5 to 8 locally in some places, depending on how much showers you have come over. And here's that flood watch. That is in effect until Sunday evening. And the marine forecast, probably not the best time to go out. It's going to be showers, 68 degrees, southeast winds at 15 knots. Not a good time to go out. And we'll look at the week ahead, see those showers and storms the whole way through the weekend and into Monday. Maybe have a break on Tuesday, but then the rain continues. So, Tyler, what's going to go on with the National? We're going to take a look at the National.
Thanks, David. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cold nationally, especially whenever you're looking at the central part of the country. You can already see some snowfall there in western Nebraska, as well as eastern Nebraska. Really some snowfall all over the place in the U.S. Got some in eastern Washington, as well as Idaho and Montana. And then in southern Iowa, you've got some snowfall as well. Down in the southeast, where things are a little bit warmer, you're not going to see that snowfall. You're going to see some rain instead. And as we've been talking about all show, this rain off the Gulf of Mexico is going to make its way towards Florida. And our upper level water vapor kind of shows you where all that moisture is located throughout the United States. Those blue colors indicate higher cloud tops. So higher cloud tops means more moisture in the air column, which usually results in, if not rain, at least some heavy cloud cover for those regions. So looking in Roanoke, you've seen some cloud coverage there. They're not getting hit with that rain and freezing rain that is located to their south along that I-77 corridor, and also seeing some rain to the south of Norfolk. But for them, they just have some cloud coverage right now. But they do have winter storm warning here in the white colors here to the east of Roanoke, and then continuing to move east along I-95, having an ice storm warning there in Virginia. So if you're in Virginia, be sure to keep tuned for your local weather stations to see what might happen there. So let's move to the northwest, where we just have some steady snowfall to the south of Seattle. When you're moving into Portland, you're going to see some freezing rain building in there, and some rainfall for those regions that are not quite cold enough to support even that freezing rain. And really all of South Washington is going to see some pretty steady snowfall, and parts of Idaho as well in the north, and then getting into the western part of the state. Winter storm warning once again in the white, so anyone that's in the regions that are covered in the winter storm warning. Winter weather is going to be imminent, and then ice storm warning. Maybe not see snow, but you're going to see some ice in those regions in the purple. So moving out east in Omaha, seeing some snow. Really, all throughout Nebraska, you're going to see a lot of snowfall, and if not snowfall, it's going to be pretty cold outside with gloomy, cloudy skies. And be sure to watch out for the wind chill. It can be anywhere between -25 to -35 degrees with wind chill here in these regions in the pink. So that would be northern South Dakota, the entire state of North Dakota, moving to the west into Miles City and Glasgow. So Montana is going to be pretty cold as well. And then moving into northern Minnesota, you guys are also under a wind chill watch. So if you don't have to be outdoors in those states, I'd recommend to stay indoors because those wind chill temperatures are going to be really, really cold. So moving down south where things are a little bit warmer, in Phoenix, they're actually seeing some rain push towards the region, but it's starting to die out a little bit by the time it gets there. Same with Flagstaff. They're actually seeing a little bit of snowfall to their north there, maybe, at least some freezing rain mixed in there. And then into the southeast, seeing that rain move off the Gulf of Mexico into the Panhandle, Alabama, and Louisiana. So here's the feels like temperatures right now. Of course, up north, feeling like you're in the -20s for Bismarck, -15 for Minneapolis. Really, the central states to the northern states are going to be very cold. The rest of the country doesn't feel quite as bad, especially the West Coast, LA, and San Francisco are fairly warm. And the Southeast, of course, feels fairly warm as well. Here's our storm outlook for Saturday and Sunday. Marginal risk for Central Florida, and future radar showing that rain move through Tallahassee and start moving through Georgia and South Carolina, and then through North Carolina as well. But now I'm going to pass things off to Chandler with a look at the weekend.
That's right. Yes. So what is good? Yeah, looking at the rain that's going to sweep through, like Tyler said, it's pretty much a really large system. And it's going to produce a lot of rain for this weekend. It's basically going to take up our whole entire time, our whole entire day. I would describe this as a really heavy rainmaker. So you're looking at upwards of 2 to 3 inches over the next few days, and a lot of that's coming with this system. And I would strongly advise, if you're driving, just watch out for those slick spots on the roads. Whenever you have a lot of heavy rain like this, it just accumulates and really just creates a potentially bad situation. And, well, let's move on. And you can see for tonight, we'll get down into about 64 degrees. That's pretty mild. And over the next 24 hours, specifically looking at Tallahassee, well, rolls in pretty much right away tonight, and we'll stick around until about 6 p.m. Tomorrow. And looking at your day planner, well, it's going to be in the 60s, but it's going to be rainy. So I would not suggest walking your dog. It's going to be a pretty crappy day. But you can probably watch our Seminoles playing Wake Forest. That's inside. If you do have tickets, that's great. Just make sure you bring a rain jacket and an umbrella. But let's root on those Seminoles and see if they can make a big splash in the playoffs this year. And for your church service, well, you can see that, well, 62 in the morning, scattered rain, but pretty much manageable conditions. And for your weekend planner, well, like I said, rain for Saturday and Sunday, but Monday, well, maybe we'll clear up a tad bit, see that sun. But I'm going to toss things back to Melissa with one more look.
Thank you, Chandler. So let's take one last look at our local weather this evening. It's currently 74 degrees and cloudy over Doak Campbell Stadium with a slight wind coming through. So that cold front is making its way through. It is pretty nasty weather out. Not too enjoyable, but temperatures are a bit warmer as of right now. For our satellite, you can see that rain coming through with that low pressure system. Cloud cover continuing into the next 24 hours. So overall, not looking up anytime soon. Looking at continuing a lot of storms over the next week. You can see those storms over to the east more. So a lot of cloud cover and rainfall to look out for over the next week. For our temperatures, 74 in Tallahassee, 67 in Apalachicola, it's a little bit cooler down there, and 70 in Thomasville. So right now we are a little bit warmer, and our temperatures will not be dropping that much due to the cloud cover that is going through tonight. So overall, not overly cold, but there is some cloud cover and some rainfall. Looking over at Jacksonville, you can see that low pressure is continuing to move those storms through the Jacksonville area, and they're starting to move off into the Atlantic now, but there is more rainfall behind it to look out for coming into the next few days. Our dew points, you can see 71 in Perry, 65 in Tallahassee, 64 in Bainbridge. So it is a bit humid today as that cold front is sitting over us right now. Overall, not the best conditions through today and probably not improving anytime soon. As for our wind speeds, there is a bit of wind coming through along that front line. You see it's a bit stronger down south, more into the Gulf. So overall, we do have some wind coming through the area. Over the next 5 days, see there's going to be a lot of rainfall coming into the Tallahassee area. You can see up to 5 to 8 inches of rain in some areas. So a lot of rainfall to look out for and potential for flooding. And with that, you can see that there is a flood watch in effect for the Tallahassee area. So if you're planning on going out over the next 5 days, be aware, make sure you're looking out at the weather to make sure you're not going to get stuck in the middle of a flood. If you're in low-lying areas, you might also want to be keeping an eye on the weather to make sure you're not going to get flooded out of your homes and to take precautions if it looks like you will. As for tonight, 65 in Tallahassee. Down south is a bit warmer, 64 in Apalachicola. So temperatures won't be dropping that low tonight as that cloud cover is going to be trapping in that heat over the Tallahassee area, keeping weather conditions a bit warmer than you would see in the past few days. For tomorrow's highs, 66 in Tallahassee, 67 in Madison. So overall, it's a bit cooler, but not too much. You see 66, 68, and looking at the day ahead, for the week ahead, rainfall definitely for tomorrow, continuing through the week, and possibly a break on Tuesday. But overall, not the greatest conditions, so keep a lookout for the weather. Over to you, Christian.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, you heard it here, guys. We are going to be facing some rain in a few days, and there's that flash flood watch that we have to keep an eye on for the next few days. And hopefully, everybody can be safe from driving outside in those conditions. And well, hopefully Tuesday will be a nice break, but it looks like for the remainder of the week, it's still going to be a lot of rain. As a matter of fact, I know that the past few days we have had a little bit of rain, and today has been a little bit of a break, but we will be anticipating more rain coming from the west, and it's all thanks to that cold front. And of course, being Florida, majority of the state is very humid, and the rest of the southeast does not look like it's as humid as we are. But these things do happen, and I hope everybody remains safe and just be alert to your local weather. Always keep yourself up to date. And hopefully Tuesday will be a nice break for us to go outside for a walk. And I know when I went for a walk today, I was like, wow, that humidity just really hit me. And it's been a little bit, I was really enjoying the dry conditions earlier on this year. And it feels like that humidity is finally coming back to us. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more breaks from that humidity. I want some drier conditions again. But please follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather and like us on Facebook. You'll always be seeing our beautiful faces on there. And please watch us live on YouTube as we are right now, youtube.com/FSU weather. And always follow us on Instagram at FSU weather. And we love seeing your photos, guys. So please send them our way. And we appreciate you guys tuning in for us. I am student meteorologist Christian Palacio, and have a good night.